question. We're the only ones who can do that. We're the best ones to do that, I should say. And we are actually dishonoring our social justice tradition by not standing up for Palestine.
That's right.
We must, in fact, speak out for that. So I'm gonna write an article. I've been waiting. I wanted to write it early, but I got invited some other things I didn't get a chance to. But I should go into the next question. Yes. I'm sorry to take that long.
No.
This is yours.
I got a question concerning the mental, emotional, and spiritual reparations that our people need.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, it's hard enough to try to repair, the damage that's been done after centuries and, generations of what happened to us, those of us who are conscious, all right, quote unquote. I'm referring, let's say, for instance, to the type of people that's in this room,
Yes,
who go out of their way to seek the knowledge of themselves and, their environment. How do you reach those who are not open to it, those of us who are not conscious, so to speak? How do you reach them? How do you even begin to try to repair the type, the damage that's been done to them?
right. Appreciate what you said, if I understand correctly. I really don't want you to see black people as pathological. I see them as having normal human problems aggravated by conditions of oppression. You have to see it like that. Otherwise, you just give up. And second, don't forget, when you talk about them, you're talking about yourself. Now, let me tell you something. Again, I need to say this. I'm a nationalist. What I'm going to say doesn't mean I don't like nationalism. But if you're going to help the community, the nationalists first got to help themselves. Have you seen anybody more individualistic than nationalists? Have you seen anybody that is less able to unite around a common cause than nationalists? Think about it now. Think about it. Why do you think we can't build a black united front? I always said, and I used to tell Brother Minister Khaled this, and I told Minister Louis Farrakhan this too. I always saw the nation as being a core group around which to build a national black united front for a lot of reasons. One, the longevity that it has. Next, the structure that it has. Okay? The respect that it has in the community. But at the same time, I don't see that being done. Now, there's a new conversation about that, and I hope the minister pursues it and the nation pursues it, but it's not. But one of the problems we had, even with the Million Man March Day of Absence, is getting national. We finally did get the nationalists to organize around something they all believe in. Let me ask you this, see? That's why I don't think we should concentrate on the people all at once. I think we should concentrate on ourselves and take to the people a model of what it means to be black in the world. Suppose we could bring to the people a model of unity and working together. If the black people, it's just like people say to me, we need a black sacred text. Okay, so you got the Hosea. I did the translation. I did the translation for the Odu Ifa. Okay, good. Now, how does that affect your life? Does it make you speak the truth and do justice and care for the vulnerable and honor your elders and your ancestors and cherish and challenge your children and have a rightful relationship with the environment, to struggle against evil and always raise up the good? What does it do to your life? How does it improve you? How many of y'all actually, don't raise your hand, how many of y'all belong to an organization? And how many of y'all give to any group except a religious group? See, you don't have to raise your hand, but just think about it. See? How many people actually, and I'm not putting you down, so I need to always preface this. You know what I mean? But now, if I did the microscope and asked, what did you give here when Fagoon asked you to give something for this culture center? What would that say about you? Especially if you got some big money in your pocket. But you know what it would say about if you didn't have any in your pocket and you were right at the end, but you believed in Africa. You believed in blacks in African Americans and in the struggle we're waging to build a new way and world. That would say a lot if you sacrifice. One of the things I notice about nationalists too, they don't have a morality of sacrifice. What we need and what the Odu Ifa teaches us, that all good comes from sacrifice. Sacrifice of time, of heart and mind, of time, of effort, of material goods, and especially of one's whole self. Can we sacrifice, black people? How many of y'all belong to, don't raise your hand, how many of y'all belong to an organization and is working on any project that you can announce with pride? Or you the listeners, you the tape collectors. We got to ask these questions. You got all the right dress? You know all the names? You know what? I always tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this. And I went too long on this question, but let me ask you then. Do you remember when I always said, Sekou Touré said, if everybody agrees on the principles and need of the revolution, why do you think the revolution suffers so miserably? He said, because our principles and practice don't always coincide. Right. And though we think revolutionary, we still move by old habits and ideas. So the masses are not the problem. It's the people who would lead them that are the problem. And they don't give enough model of possibility. It's just like when I first converted to nationalism. I'm living with my brother. I won't even take this to my mama. You know, I couldn't even take this to my mama because I'm not even sure all of it yet. And I certainly couldn't take it to my father because he was merciless. I mean, you couldn't just say stuff to him because he was an intellectual person. He's just sharp and he was, So I said, hey, So I tried out first on my brother. I'm black. First I said, I'm not eating no more hog. I'm influenced by the Muslims, so don't give me no more hog. Now, so my brother, he's intellectual too. So, he's sharp and I'm boxing with him. And it like helps me get my skills together. So he lays around and he still cooks his hog. And if I don't watch him, he might drop a little grease in mine. Yeah. So I'm mad. I told you don't do that. But guess what? All he was doing was testing me. You know why? How many blacks have you seen who made a commitment and turned their backs on blackness? Look at all the people I started out with in the 60s. Where are they now? Where are they now? Few leftovers calling me names and stuff. But they ain't doing nothing. Where are these people who talk so bad to the white man? Where are they? Now they're telling me I'm too black. I'm stuck in the 60s. It's a good place to be stuck in. The 60s are my grounding, but I'm already in the future. I'm ahead of them. They just didn't notice it. That's why they keep looking back. I use the 60s as a foundation, like I use classical Egypt as a foundation. But I'm always framing a future. And you have to do that, black people. If I could just get just 100 black men from across the country to meet on a regular basis and talk about the problems of the world. We don't have one black think tank. And I raise this again and again and again. Why can't we do it, black people? You black conscious people, why can't we do it?